Hey there, beautiful souls. Welcome back to Astro Forecast, your home for real, raw, and ridiculously accurate astrology. If you're a Libra watching this, buckle up, because August 2026 is going to be one of those months that completely reshapes how you see yourself, your relationships, and your future. I'm going to be straight with you. This month has some absolutely stunning cosmic gifts headed your way. But I'm also not going to sugarcoat the challenges. We're looking at 2 pieces of genuinely good news and 3 areas where you'll need to stay sharp, grounded, and intentional. And trust me, by the end of this video, you're going to know exactly how to navigate every single transit coming your way. Before we dive into the planetary weather, let me quickly tell you what we do here at Astro Forecast. If you've been following us for a while, you already know. But if you're new, here's the deal. We offer deeply personalized birth chart readings that decode your soul's blueprint from the ground up. Struggling in love? Our relationship compatibility reading and soulmate reading have helped thousands of Libras understand why they keep attracting the same patterns and how to finally break them. Feeling lost in your career? Our career reading and life purpose reading cut through the noise and show you where you're actually meant to thrive. We also do year-ahead forecasts, monthly forecasts, transit readings, solar return readings, business astrology, marriage timing readings, dating pattern analysis, breakup recovery guidance, and money and wealth readings. And if you just have one burning question keeping you up at night, our question-based personal guidance is designed exactly for that. No fluff, just clarity. Everything we do is one-on-one, deeply personal, and tailored to your chart. Not some generic sun sign nonsense. If any of that resonates, the link to book a session with us is right there in the description box below. Just drop us a WhatsApp message and we'll get you sorted. Alright, now that we've got that out of the way, let's talk about your sky. So here's what August 2026 looks like for you, Libra. The month kicks off with a major energy shift on August 6th, when Venus, your ruling planet, by the way, slides back into your sign. That's not just good news, that's cosmic VIP treatment. Then on the 9th, Mercury enters Leo, firing up your social life and long-term vision. By August 11th, Mars moves into Cancer, which is where things start getting a little more complicated for your career and public image. The real showstopper happens on August 12th, a new moon and a solar eclipse in Leo. Eclipses don't play around, and this one is going to hit your friendship circles and future aspirations like a lightning bolt. Some of you will feel this as an exciting new beginning. Others might experience a necessary but painful ending. Either way, transformation is guaranteed. Later in the month, on August 23rd, the Sun enters Virgo, pulling your focus inward toward rest, healing, and subconscious work. Mercury follows into Virgo on the 25th, making your mind razor-sharp, but also potentially overly critical. And we wrap up the month with a full moon in Pisces on August 28th, bringing emotional closure to your daily routines, health habits, and work environment. That's a lot of moving pieces, so let me break it down into the 2 good news stories and the 3 challenges you need to watch. Good news number 1, Venus enters Libra on August 6th. You become magnetic. Okay, let's start with the beautiful stuff. On August 6th, Venus comes home to Libra, and when your ruling planet enters your sign, the entire universe basically turns into your personal stylist, matchmaker, and hype woman all at once. This isn't subtle energy. This is noticeable. People are going to be drawn to you in ways they haven't been in months. Your natural charm, and let's be real, Libra, you've got plenty of it, gets amplified to the point where you might actually catch yourself wondering why everyone's being so nice to you. Spoiler, it's not them, it's you. Here's what's really happening under the surface. Venus in Libra isn't just about surface-level attraction. It's about you finally reconnecting with what makes you feel beautiful, balanced, and genuinely confident. For a lot of Libras, this transit is going to spark a real desire to upgrade how you present yourself to the world. Maybe you finally book that haircut you've been putting off. Maybe you clean out your closet and start dressing in a way that actually reflects who you are now, not who you were 3 years ago. Maybe you just start carrying yourself differently. Shoulders back, head high, unapologetically taking up space. But the deeper gift here is self-love. Not the Instagram caption kind. The real, quiet, I don't need anyone else's approval to feel worthy kind. Venus in Libra helps you set boundaries without the guilt that usually comes with it. You start to realize that saying no to things that drain you isn't selfish, it's necessary. And the people who truly belong in your life will respect that. On the relationship front, this is prime time for romance. If you're single, your natural ability to attract balanced, beautiful connections is at an all-time high. If you're partnered, this energy supports rekindling the spark, not through grand gestures, but through the simple, elegant art of paying attention to each other again. Smoothing over recent conflicts becomes almost effortless. Your diplomatic superpower is fully activated. Collaborations of all kinds benefit here too. Whether it's a creative partnership, a business alliance, or just planning a group trip with friends, everything feels more harmonious, more fair, more genuinely mutually beneficial. So yeah, August 6th through early September, you're basically glowing. Own it. Good news number 2. The Leo solar eclipse on August 12th. Your social circle gets a cosmic upgrade. Now I know I said eclipses can be intense, and they absolutely can be. But for a lot of Libras, the solar eclipse in Leo on August 12th is bringing something genuinely exciting into your friendship and community sector. Think of a solar eclipse as the universe hitting a massive reset button on a specific area of your life. In this case, it's your social networks, your group affiliations, and your long-term dreams for the future. And here's why this is good news. Whatever shifts happen now are destined to happen. You can't force it. You can't resist it. But you can choose to flow with it. Some of you are going to experience sudden, almost fated introductions to new communities that completely change your trajectory. Maybe you get invited to join a mastermind group that aligns perfectly with your goals. Maybe you stumble into a collaborative project that puts your work in front of exactly the right audience. Maybe you simply realize, with crystal clarity, who your real people are, and you stop wasting energy on connections that never truly fed your soul. This eclipse has a creative, innovative flavor to it. Leo energy is bold, expressive, and unafraid to shine. Combined with the eclipse's transformative power, you might find yourself suddenly inspired to dream bigger than you have in years. That project you've been quietly nursing in the back of your mind, the one that feels almost too audacious to say out loud, this eclipse is planting seeds for exactly that kind of vision. And here's something I want you to pay attention to. You might unexpectedly step into a role where you're the one inspiring others. Maybe it's leading a group. Maybe it's speaking up in a community space. Maybe it's just being so authentically yourself that people can't help but be drawn to your light. Don't shrink from that. The eclipse is asking you to expand, not contract. Yes, some friendships might naturally fall away during this time. But here's the thing. If they do, it's because they were never meant to last. The universe is making room for connections that actually celebrate your evolution. And that's something to be grateful for, even if the transition stings a little. Bad news number 1. Mars enters Cancer on August 11th. Career tensions rise. Alright, let's shift gears, because right before that beautiful eclipse, Mars, the planet of drive, aggression, and action, moves into Cancer on August 11th. And for you, Libra, that lands right in your career and public reputation sector. Now, Mars in Cancer isn't Mars at its strongest. In fact, Cancer is what's called Mars's fall in traditional astrology, meaning the warrior planet doesn't operate comfortably here. Instead of direct, confident action, Mars in Cancer tends to act from a place of emotion, defensiveness, and protection. Things can get complicated. You might notice your professional drive shifting away from pure ambition and toward a need for emotional security. Suddenly, it's not just about climbing the ladder, it's about whether your work environment actually feels safe and supportive. And if it doesn't, you're going to feel that tension hard. Some Libras will experience this as an instinctive urge to fiercely guard their professional boundaries. Maybe you've been overgiving at work, taking on responsibilities that aren't yours, or tolerating a toxic dynamic because you didn't want to rock the boat. Mars in Cancer says, enough. You're going to feel much less willing to compromise your emotional well-being for the sake of your career. And while that's ultimately healthy, the process of asserting those boundaries can create friction with colleagues, bosses, or authority figures. Speaking of authority figures, interactions with people in power might require extra diplomacy right now. Mars in Cancer can make you feel more sensitive to criticism, more reactive to perceived slights, and more inclined to retreat or brood rather than address issues head-on. The challenge here is to use your heightened emotional intelligence without letting it spiral into defensiveness or passive aggression. You might also feel a strong pull to succeed, not for personal glory, but to provide security for yourself or your loved ones. That's beautiful motivation, but it can also create pressure. Be careful not to let fear of instability drive your decisions. This transit rewards strategic, behind-the-scenes groundwork over flashy, public moves. Quietly build your foundation. The spotlight can wait. Bad news too. The Sun enters Virgo on August 23rd. The isolation phase begins. On August 23rd, the Sun moves into Virgo, activating your 12th house of rest, retreat, and the subconscious. And for a sign like Libra, who genuinely thrives on connection, social interaction, and external harmony, this transit can feel, well, a little lonely. The 12th house is the most hidden, introspective sector of the chart. When the Sun travels here, the external world naturally feels less bright, less engaging, less rewarding. You might find yourself wanting to pull back from social obligations, cancel plans, and just be alone. And if you're not prepared for this shift, it can feel like something's wrong with you, like you've lost your spark, like you're suddenly antisocial or depressed. You're not. This is seasonal cosmic energy, and it's actually incredibly important for your long-term health. But I'm flagging it as bad news because most Libras don't handle isolation well, especially when it wasn't your choice. The challenge here is to reframe solitude as a tool rather than a punishment. Your subconscious is going to be very active during this time. Old emotional patterns, buried memories, and hidden fears might bubble up to the surface. For some of you, this will manifest as vivid dreams that feel almost prophetic. For others, it's a quiet but persistent sense that something inside you needs healing, and you've been avoiding it. The real risk here is self-sabotage. The 12th house is where our blind spots live. Behaviors and beliefs that undermine us, often without our conscious awareness, tend to operate from this sector. So when the Sun illuminates this area, you might start recognizing patterns you've been repeating for years, in relationships, in your career, in how you talk to yourself, that have been holding you back. That's heavy work. It's necessary work, but it's not comfortable work. And if you try to push through it without proper support, you might find yourself numbing out, withdrawing too much, or spiraling into self-criticism. My advice? Don't fight the pull inward, but don't isolate yourself completely either. This is an excellent time to work with a therapist, a healer, or a trusted mentor who can help you process what's coming up. And yes, that's exactly the kind of guidance we offer in our private readings. Sometimes you need an outside perspective to see your own blind spots clearly. Bad news number 3, full moon in Pisces on August 28th, health and work-life balance crisis point. We end the month with a full moon in Pisces on August 28th, and this one lands in your 6th house of daily routines, health, and work environment. Full moons bring culminations, revelations, and often necessary releases. And in Pisces, a deeply emotional, sensitive, boundary-dissolving sign, this one can feel like an emotional floodgate opening. Here's what's likely to happen. You're going to have a profound realization about how your daily habits are either supporting or destroying your well-being. And for a lot of Libras, that realization is going to be uncomfortable. Maybe you've been running on autopilot, grinding through a job that drains your soul, surviving on caffeine and 4 hours of sleep, saying yes to every request because you hate disappointing people. This full moon shines a harsh, illuminating light on all of that. And it asks you a simple but terrifying question. How much longer can you keep this up before your body forces you to stop? Pisces energy is deeply intuitive and spiritually sensitive. Under this full moon, your body is going to talk to you, probably loudly. Physical symptoms that you've been ignoring might demand attention. Emotional stress that you've been compartmentalizing might suddenly feel overwhelming. The connection between your mental, emotional, and physical health becomes impossible to ignore.